Welcome to Book to Blueprint, where powerful books become practical blueprints for real life. You do not need more information, you need execution. This is Book to Blueprint. You've probably heard of Morra Aarons-Mele's book, The Anxious Achiever. But today, we're not just going to talk about it. We're going to build an actual implementation plan. This is your blueprint for changing how you deal with work and life, starting right now. So let's be super clear from the get-go. This is not a book report. Think of it as a user manual, and the whole point is to give you direct, actionable steps you can use the moment this is over. It's your guide to taking these really powerful ideas and putting them straight to work. All right, the whole blueprint, the entire system starts with one huge mindset shift. For years, we've all been told to fight our anxiety, to push it down, to crush it, but honestly, that's just exhausting. So instead of treating anxiety like it's the enemy, we're going to learn to see it as a partner. A complicated one for sure, but a powerful one. Just taking that one shift freed up so much energy. So what's the actual goal here? If you follow this plan, what happens? Well, it's not about making anxiety magically disappear. It's about turning it into a genuine leadership superpower. You become that leader who sees risks nobody else does, or the manager who really gets what your team is going through because you understand pressure on a personal level. The whole game is to reframe anxiety from something you see as a weakness into a real asset. For example, that tendency to overthink everything, you can actually channel that into creating meticulous, bulletproof plans. When you manage it right, that anxious energy literally fuels the stuff that makes leaders great: empathy, creativity, and yeah, being the most prepared person in any room. So how do we actually do that? Well, it all hinges on one big idea, and this is the foundation for everything else. Anxiety is data. That feeling of dread you get before a big presentation, that's not just random noise, it's a signal. It's a piece of information telling you, hey, maybe we should prepare a little more, or maybe we need to deal with this fear of public speaking. This quote from the book completely flips the script. It's not some random evil force messing with you. It's a signal. It's valuable information telling you to pay attention. And even start listening today. Just the next time you feel it, pause for a second and ask, okay, what are you trying to tell me? No judgment, just curiosity. Think of anxiety like the check engine light in your car. It's an early warning system. You wouldn't take a hammer to the dashboard to turn the light off, right? No, you check under the hood. The goal is to learn what the signals mean so you can actually do something about them. Learning to read your own signals is the key. Okay, so if anxiety is data, how do we process it? The old operating system we've all been running, the one that says ignore it or fight it, that's clearly broken. It just leads to burnout. So we need to install a new one with a new set of rules. Let's get them installed right now. Rule number one is all about acceptance. Anxiety is just part of being human, and it gets amplified when you're in a position of leadership. Pretending it isn't there is a losing game that wastes a ton of mental energy. Just accepting that it's going to be there, that's the most powerful first step, because it stops the fight and lets you use that energy on something that actually matters. Rule number two, we got to dismantle the shame around it. I mean, what's more courageous, pretending you don't have a challenge or facing it head on? Learning to navigate your own mind when you're under pressure isn't a weakness. It's an incredible strength. It's a vital leadership skill. And rule three is the payoff. Once you accept anxiety and you learn to manage it, you can actually use it. Think about it. A project manager who's worried a project will fail, they might use that energy to double check every single detail. Their anxiety didn't stop them. It fueled a level of preparation that made the project a huge success. That's their edge. So there they are, the three core rules for our new system. Acknowledge it, reframe it as a skill, and then leverage it as a strength. This is your foundation. You can start today by just noticing which of these rules you might be breaking the next time you feel overwhelmed. Okay, we've got the rules for our new operating system. But principles are kind of useless without a clear plan, right? We need an action sequence. This is what turns all that theory into something you can actually do in the real world. So let's get into the how-to. The process has 3 steps, and they build on each other. First, you become a detective. Second, you become an engineer, rewiring bad habits. And third, you become a storyteller, taking back your own narrative. And it's really important to do them in this order, because you can't fix a pattern you haven't even identified yet. So, step 1. Your only job here is to gather data. No judgment. What are your triggers? Is it a vague email from your boss, a looming deadline, And what are your physical tells? A tight chest, a racing mind? Just keep a little note on your phone every time you feel that spike of anxiety. Just write down what was going on. You have to become an expert on your own anxiety before you can manage it. Step 2 is where we get tactical. Our anxious reactions, they're often just habits. There's a trigger, then a behavior, like procrastinating, and then a little reward, like the temporary relief of not doing the scary thing. Our job is to break that loop. And when you do, you don't just get less stress, you get a huge boost in productivity. You feel like you're back in the driver's seat. So here's exactly how you do it. First, just map out your loop. Let's say a big project is the trigger, procrastination is the behavior, and avoiding stress is the reward. Next, get curious. Ask yourself, what am I really getting out of this? Is this actually helping me in the long run? The answer is pretty much always no. So finally, you find a better reward. Instead of avoiding a project, just do one tiny 5-minute piece of it. Your new reward is that genuine feeling of making progress, which feels so much better than avoidance. In step 3, this is all about your mind. Anxiety is a really unreliable storyteller. It sets these thought traps that feel true, but they just aren't. It loves to catastrophize, right? If I make one mistake, I'll get fired. Your job is to catch that lie, challenge it, and replace it with something realistic. Every time you do that, you're not just feeling better in that moment, you're literally rewiring your brain for more confidence and resilience. Now, this new operating system, it doesn't just run on its own. It needs small daily inputs to really make these changes stick. And habits are key because they put the new behaviors on autopilot. That way, you don't have to rely on willpower, especially when you're already stressed out. This right here, this is your daily cheat sheet. It's full of small, totally manageable things you can do. A 2-minute breathing exercise, the simple act of just pausing to name an emotion, or habit stacking, pairing a new habit with one you already have. Just pick one. Seriously, the easiest one on the list. And just commit to doing it for 1 week. That's it. Finally, like with any new system, there are some common user errors, traps that are really easy to fall into. Knowing what these are ahead of time is going to be key to making this blueprint actually work for you long term. It's not about being perfect, it's about knowing how to get back on track quickly when you stumble. Think of this as your quick system update guide. The old way is all about fighting and reacting. The new blueprint way is about curiosity and responding with a plan. If anytime you feel yourself slipping back into the old way of doing things, just look at this slide. It's your quick reminder to shift back to the new blueprint. So when you boil it all down, it comes to this. Your anxiety isn't a bug in your system. It's a feature. It's a built-in messenger that maybe you've been trying to mute for years. This blueprint just gives you the tools to finally hear the message and use it to your advantage. And when you start listening, that's when you gain the awareness and the control that are the real marks of great leadership. So the only question is, are you ready to listen? If you have a book in mind that should be added to our list, comment below. If this blueprint helped you, subscribe, like, and build with us. More blueprints are coming. Stay intentional, stay consistent. We are doing this one book at a time. And remember, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So share this with them and grow together. Real progress becomes stronger when it is shared. Build your life one blueprint at a time. You do not attract what you want, you attract what you do.